You good?
Yep.
You hear us?
Hear anything?
Can you hear us?
So.
And now, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to 302 Sports Weekly here on the Christiana location of Buffalo Wild Wings. March Madness is in the air. Spring fever right around the corner. I'm Pat Grandy's alongside me, Nick Alessandrini. Nick, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Great to have you back now. Like you said,
Yeah.
March Madness, it's in the air. It's a great time. Spring sports are here as well, so it should be great. And tonight we're joined by our guys here, Mike Lang, Jason Winchell. Guys, how you doing on this fine Wednesday?
I'm doing good. Like you said, spring sports are right around the corner. They open up on Friday. I can't wait.
A little high school sports withdrawal. I'm ready to go.
Absolutely, and that's what we're here for. Tonight, we are going to do our spring sports preview special, getting you all ready to go for all the spring sports. And it's the third and final season of the high school year. And guys, it's been exciting, and one third of the way from being completed.
Yeah, it's been an incredible year, like you said already, and we still got a third left of a lot of sports in the spring.
Absolutely. Remember, each week we're going to be giving out some 302 Sports promotional products, and they will be giving out one lucky 302 Sports fan a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. All you got to do is let your waiter or waitress know that you're here to see the show. And, you know, Nick, it's a special thing. You walk out here with some 302 swag.
Oh, yeah, you can't beat that. You got to come out, check out the show live. Could be even rewarded for doing so. It's a double positive, no negatives there. And before we get going here, we did a game on Saturday, a pretty big game that we're going to get you started with a recap here, Pat. We got Goldey-Beacom versus Delaware, some baseball action coming up here to get the show started today.
Absolutely. A little inter-squad Delaware matchup between D2 and D1. And believe it or not, we have ourselves a video recap. You're going to see that right now on your screen. This game is loaded with Delaware talent up and down the board, and it started
35 players from both teams came from Delaware High.
How about that? Unbelievable. And Chris Ludman, sophomore pitcher for University of Delaware, he tossed just his fourth complete game shutout in the past 5 years at the University of Delaware baseball program. He led the Hens to this 4-0 victory, and here you can see bottom of the second, Kevin Buglio ripping one deep off the wall here. That's a double down the line. Joe Carpenter is going to round and score here, and Buglio gave UD the early lead in this one.
New our charter product.
Of course.
Absolutely. A little later on, this is the fourth inning. It's another double for Buglio. This one a gapper. Jack Goins going to come around and score here for the Hens. And now it's 2-0. Kevin Buglio getting the job done.
Yeah, 2 RBIs for the new Art Charter product.
In the fourth, again, Austin Colmery. He's a St. Mark's product. He's reaching on this. Actually, that is a home run. I apologize. That was going yard here to right field on a 2-1 pitch there in the sixth inning. As he rounds the bases, jumped ahead a little bit there. I apologize. That home run gives UD that 4-run lead, and it was a big-time shot. And again, absolutely impressive performance from Ludman. As you can see, this one right to right field, ending the eighth inning. He was outstanding throughout, allowing no more than 2 runs in an inning. His first complete game shutout ends with a thrill when Chase DeFibo and Vinny Vacchione teamed up on a relay right here, as you're about to see, as that ball's in the gap. And watch this, to preserve the shutout. Look at the relay.
Oh, man.
Got him at the plate. Unbelievable play there from the Blue Hens. And that's the one that would clinch the victory and preserve the shutout there for Ludman. Impressive performance by him. And Goldey-Beacom, let's talk about this program for a second here, Jay. Only third year since the reemergence. They competed with UD.
Yeah, they gave UD all they could handle in that game. Really impressive outing from Goldey-Beacom. They just ran into a hot Chris Ludman pitching for UD, but Goldie's defense was incredible in that game, and they played on Friday, and Delaware won 15-1, So what a difference that they made is Saturday. They were a lot more competitive in that game.
And Mike, how important is it for the programs that we see in the state to keep the talent inside of Delaware? I mean, that's got to be a little bit of importance.
Yeah, I think it's encouraging. It helps. Obviously, it helps bring people out to watch the games. I think if Jim Sherman could win, he would take these 25 players from wherever they are. But he's shown a commitment to recruiting inside Delaware, and you see we got some talent. And we've got like Chris Ludwig. We all know Chris is a multi-sport star at St. Mark's, and to see him, and not just Chris, Cole Marion and these other guys, Joey Salon, Kevin Guglio. This is great to see these guys excelling on the college level. I'm sorry, Chris is a great kid. I've known him a long time, and it's good to see these guys really doing well. It's awesome. I think it's great.
Absolutely. So there you have it. There's a recap there between UD and Goldey-Beacom. Best of luck rest of the way to both teams. Now we're going to jump into some high school previews. Coming up after the break, girls soccer. We're going to preview that season coming up after this.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group is your local...
And welcome back live to Buffalo Wild Wings inside here 302 Sports Weekly. Nick Allison Jr. alongside Pat Garianis, Mike Lang, Jason Winchell. And guys, ready to dive into spring sports. We're going to get started here with soccer, girls soccer, Division II. So your top 10 going to be on your screen in just a few moments. We'll start from 10, work our way to 1. Your top 10 for girls soccer Division II starts with Mount Pleasant coming in at number 10. Number 9, Lake Forest. Number 8, Arshmere. 7, Sussex Academy. 6, Newark Charter. 5, Ursuline. 4, Indian River. 3, Tower Hill. 2, DMA, and your top team coming in for your preseason rankings. Number 1 is Caravel, your top team coming into the season here for girls Division II. So some good stuff here could be this year, huh?
Absolutely. And Mike and Jay, before we move on and take a look at Division I, let's talk about these preseason rankings in D2. Mike, did any team kind of capture a little bit of a surprise in your eyes that made this preseason top 10?
I'm actually looking who is not on the top 10. That what surprised me was Sanford. They were 12-3 last year, I believe. And they only lost a couple players, so I was a little surprised not to see them on there. And maybe it'll give them some motivation. But Sanford had a great year last year. They lost Kendall Trickey, but they really brought back everybody else. So that was one thing that got my attention. A surprise on the list, not necessarily a surprise. It's good to see a team like Mount Pleasant on there. Had a good year last year, and good to see the Green Knights. I know that warms Nick's heart to see them on there.
And Jay, DMA, a team, your 2018 state champs, but this year they don't come in as the number 1 preseason ranked team. They come in at number 2. Why are the Seahawks at number 2 coming into this year?
Yeah, they did lose a lot from last year. They do have a bunch coming back, but they lost the goalie, Amrich, Buapin, who's playing for Goldey-Beacom and had a fantastic fall season for Goldey-Beacom. So they lost a lot, but Caravel brings back most of their team and it's a very good team. So I can see that, but DMA is going to be right there with them again this year.
And Mike, one thing we've seen in the other sports throughout the state, especially the last few years, the Henlopen Conference has really challenged above into Newcastle County, something that for a while Newcastle County kind of dominated a lot of sports. 3 Henlopen South teams in the top 10 preseason. How strong is this conference?
I think it's really good. Those 3 teams there, Indian River, Laurel, and Sussex Academy, all very good teams. I think Lake Forest was 5-7-1 last year, but I think there were really no seniors on team 1 or 2. The team I really like is Delmar. 9-4 last year, had two wins that were erased, turned into scrimmages, so they were 11-4 before those changes were made. They lost in the first round of the tournament, but I think Delmar is going to be really good. They have their goalkeeper was an 8th grader last year, so
okay.
I think there's a couple reasons why the Henlopen South is that good. I think there's more club sports, and not just up in Wilmington area. They're all moving south as well. And the demographics in Sussex Academy is a large Hispanic population in Sussex, Kent and Sussex counties, farther south you get. And soccer is just part of their DNA.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why we've seen such an improvement in soccer down there. And I think it's a great thing for the state, obviously for the Henlopen South and those teams.
And then Jay, we talked about, Mike mentioned Sanford as a team outside the top 10 that he thought, could maybe make some noise this year. Is there any teams outside the top 10 as you see it now that could maybe work their way up in here this year?
He took mine. Sanford was the one on my list that I was surprised with. Another one would be Conrad. Conrad is the problem with Conrad is they're in a tough time in state, which already has DMA, Archmere, and Newark Charter all ranked, and then you throw in Wilmington Charter, a Division I team in that conference. That they're in a tough conference, but I think Conrad would be a team that I could see maybe jumping into the top 10 if they can pull off an upset against one of those teams.
Absolutely. So we'll have to keep an eye out on the Division II side of girls soccer. Could be a lot of great games going on down there. And now let's move our attention to Division I and take a look at that top 10 ranking. Starting off with number 10, William Penn, followed by Dover, St. George's, Concord, and Sussex Tech, rounding out that bottom half of the top 10. And your top 5 are as follows: Cape Henlopen at 5, Middletown at 4, Cesar Rodney at 3, Appoquinimink at 2, and the number 1 team, no surprise, the Padua Pandas, who have just completely dominated the last few years of girls soccer, believe it or not.
Yeah, and Mike, that leads us to this question here. Is anyone going to be able to take that number spot away from Padua come this season or during the year at all?
Yeah, there's 2 teams that really have a chance. Cesar Rodney can take it away on April 2nd, and Appoquinimink on April 15th. And both of those teams lost to Padua by a single goal last year. They know how to play Padua. They slowed the game down, try to get an early goal and hang on. CR in the state championship game last year scored in the 4th or 5th minute. Padua just cranked it up after that and really took care of them. But Appo went to overtime against Padua last year before they lost 1-0. So you got Padua, you play them tight. You don't let Padua's strikers get loose. You really got to play your defense against them, and then hope your keeper can make some big saves. And that's usually how if you're going to be Padua, that's usually how it's done.
Now, Jay, while the Henlopen Conference seems to really be a strong force in Division II, Flight A in the Blue Hen Conference has done their fair share in Division I preseason. 4 teams in the top 10 this year. Who's your favorite to win Flight A in the Blue Hen Conference?
I'm leaning towards Appoquinimink right now, but it could come down to that meeting with Middletown. Those 2 are always the top of Flight A. Appoquinimink returns a lot of starters from last year's team. Like Mike said, they gave Padua a run for their money. Appoquinimink is a team I think that could compete right there with Padua and Middletown and Flight A. And That Flight A is going to be interesting. I think it is a 4-team race this year. So it's going to be who can win those head-to-head contests.
And Mike, we played this game in Division II. We'll play it now here at Division I. There's not that many teams in Division I, obviously Division II, but do you see any teams outside of the top 10 that can maybe make their way into the top 10?
Yeah, I'm looking at Polytech. I think they have a shot to get in there. They play back-to-back games against Indian River and Cesar Rodney. They're both at home, and they're early in the season. They're like next week. They have Padua. They host Padua April 11. They also have Lake Forest, Cape Henlopen, and Sussex Tech. 2 of those are conference games. So if they can pull an upset or two against some of those big teams, especially like Cesar Rodney, and then maybe beat an Indian River, and see what they do against Padua. If they can hang tough with Padua, you might be able to see the Panthers sneak their way in. And I think Wilmington Charter, they need to replace some scoring, but they could possibly find their way back up there too.
Now, Mike, you alluded to a couple matches. Jason, this is for both of you guys. What are some of the top matches we should be looking forward to in Division I this year?
One is I'm going to do a Division I, Division II battle of the top-ranked teams. Caravel Padua on April 5th, Friday night. That game will be on 302 Sports, and that's going to be a good game. Those 2 teams always play real close. Caravel's got Sydney Keld in goal, so she's a goalkeeper that can make a difference in a game where Padua can get quality shots. So, to me, I think that's the one that sticks in my mind right out of the gate. Early season showdown between the 2 top-ranked teams.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Jason just mentioned Middletown at Apo, April 1st. It should be a good one. That's the Division I game. Moving to Division II, rematch of the state championship game that went double overtime. Delaware Military Academy. DMA played Tower Hill, but I got DMA at Caravel, not a rematch. It should be a really good game nonetheless. May 6th at Caravel. All the good games seem to be at Caravel, but that's DMA at Caravel on May 6th. Should be a fantastic Division II battle.
Before we head to break, guys, any in particular players that you want to give let everyone know here in the preseason that they should watch out for, or maybe will have big impacts in the state of Delaware here this year?
Yeah, I'm going to take the goalie, Sydney Keld from Caravel. She's a special talent in goal. Really one of the best goalkeepers I've seen in a long time. Sophomore year, she had a great game against Padua, almost put off an upset. Played really well in the state championship game. And then last year, she was really solid in goal. And then on offense for them, Summer Stewart, remember that name, the senior. She could really score the ball and is a real talent to watch on the offense end.
Absolutely. So we're about to head to break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little boys lacrosse. Before we do that, though, a couple big matches you're going to want to potentially get out to start the season off. Monday, a couple really good games there, guys. Number 5 Ursuline will be visiting number 9 Lake at 4 o'clock. And then number 6 Newark Charter will be facing number 1 Caravel. That's a 6 p.m. start for Division II. And then Tuesday, D1 number 2 Appoquinimink will be visiting number 8 St. George's. That's a 3:45 start on Tuesday. So on top of the games you guys talked about, there's a couple more, plenty of games to pick from if you want to get out and watch some quality girls soccer. So now we're going to take a break. Like I said, when we come back, boys lacrosse right here on 302 Sports Weekly.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to 302 Sports Weekly here at the Buffalo Wild Wings Christiana location. Next, we're going to take a look at lacrosse, and it could be an interesting year. So before we get to anything, let's take a look at the preseason top 10s according to us here at 302 Sports. The graphic right over here to my right, as you can see, 10 through 6 is as follows: St. Mark's, Tatnall, Polytech, DMA, and Appoquinimink. And then the top 5 are as follows: CR, Friends, Archmere, Cape Henlopen, and then that team that everybody seems to always want to be trying to top, the Salesianum Sal's. They've been absolutely dominant in this sport.
Yeah, Pat, they've won 9 out of the last 10 state titles, including 4 in a row. They're looking for their 5th. So, Mike, that leads me to ask you, they lost a lot of talent to Division I teams, but do they still have enough on that roster to make it 5 in a row?
I'm going to ask you a question. Does Duke have enough to win the NCAA tournament?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes, they do.
Yeah, this program has gotten to the point where the best lacrosse players go to Bob Healy, the coach, and say, I want to play for you. Yeah. So they get the best talent here. They don't have to recruit.
So they had Coach K of high school lacrosse.
He is. The best talent comes to Salesianum and says, I want to play in college. I want to play pro, whatever they want. I want to play at Salesianum. So they're going to get the best talent upstate year after year. And they have a number of players who've come from the Dover area. They drive up every day to Salesianum because they want to play at that program. So the long answer to your short question, yes.
Now, Jay, there's a lot of familiar characters in the preseason top 10. A lot of teams that we're used to seeing. There's a couple teams mixed in there that are kind of some new blood. What's the most surprising team to you that we should be looking forward to this season?
There's 2 of them that come in 9 and 10, Tatnall and St. Mark's. St. Mark's had a strong start to last year before their schedule got tough. They had some injuries to overcome. But a solid season. I think that's a team that can be on the rise. Their schedule, again, they can pick up some wins early in the season, but then they got CR and Salesianum and Polytech and other schools later in that season. But to me, that's a team. And Tatnall Hornets, back in the day when Jake Berge was on that team, they were winning state champions left and right. They've been in a little lull. But it looks like starting last year, they're starting to get back into that winning feel, playing in a tough independent conference that has Friends and St. Andrews and Tower Hill. But Tatnall is a team I think that could be on the rise, and you might see them in that bottom half of the top 10 all year long.
Well, how about that colleague of ours, Vinny Pinella? He's going to love seeing the St. Mark's lacrosse program in the top 10. So shout out to you.
Spartans and Vinny Pinella and Coach Reynolds over there. We see what you're doing. Now, Mike, we played this game round 3 this time.
Yeah.
Any surprise teams for you that aren't in the top 10 that kind of shocked you a little bit when you didn't see them?
At first, when I looked at the list, I said, oh, Caravel, that's kind of surprising. But I went and looked at their roster and saw what they lost from last year. They lost a lot of players from last year, so that's not really surprising. I think a team that maybe could get up there is Milford. Last year in Division II, they were 12-3 last year. The schedule is not very strong, and I think that's going to work against them. But no, I think our top 10 preseason pretty much nailed it.
All right, guys, season starts Friday. And just like we talked about up in soccer, both of you guys, what are some games that you're looking forward to this season at any point on the schedule?
I'm going to start April 12th. Number 1, Salesianum. Number 2, Cape Henlopen at Wesley Stadium for the Dave Reynolds tournament, 8 p.m. game. That game is going to be it'll be interesting to see where Cape is because last year it was Caesar Rodden that made it to the finals and not Cape Henlopen. Cape returns a lot of talent. I think that's a measuring stick to see where Cape is against a team like Salesianum. So I can't wait for that game.
I can hear the fire in your voice there. I like it. I can't wait.
I'm going to the non-Salesianum division briefly. April 6th, Archmere at Friends. I think that's going to be a fantastic game. Archmere is a really, really physical team. Friends they're physical too, but they're a little more wide open usually. And then the other game, April 16th, Salesianum at Malvern Prep. Malvern's had their number past years. So if you get up to Malvern, I think that's going to be worth the trip.
And then, guys, either of you can take this one here. A lot of talent this year in the state of Delaware for lacrosse. Any particular players that you guys are looking out for, you should tell the fans about, maybe they should keep an eye on this year?
Yeah, I'm going to give you 3 players and a goalkeeper. Your players, look out for Peyton McNeil, a senior from Friends. Dude's a scoring machine. I talked about physical archer, Mitch Moyer. We know what he can do in football.
Of course.
Mitch is a beast. He's a beast in lacrosse. He's as good at lacrosse as he is in football. And the other one I'm going to give you is from Cape Henlope, Luke D'Ambrosi, another scoring machine downstate, another senior. These are all seniors here. Another senior, your goalkeeper from Caesar Rodney, Jacob Stant, the guys that rock between the pipes. And he's going to keep CR, not that they need to be kept in games, but he will help them keep the scores low against the Riders.
And one team to watch out for this year, and boys lacrosse, they're not ranked yet, Middletown.
Okay.
Middletown got the goalie transfer, Jacob Pulling. He's a stud in goal. And that Middletown team, I think, can be a team that could be on the rise and be in the top 10 before season's ends.
And my big prediction, Salesianum beats Malvern Prep this year.
How about that? You got a bold prediction, Jay?
Mine is the other way around. I'm going Salesianum beats Hill Academy, a game that's going to be at the 76ers Fieldhouse in May, and a game that I think Hill Academy is always ranked in the top 10 in the nation. And I think that's my bold prediction is Sally's gets the win at the 76ers Fieldhouse against Hill Academy.
Big time bold predictions. Well, like we said, it's going to start up on Friday, and here's a couple big games you should keep your eye out. And if you get a chance, get to them. First one, Friday, 7:15 start. Easton traveling from Maryland to take on that number 1 team, Salesianum. Like we said at Wesley, 7:15 start. And Tuesday, number 3 Arch will be visiting number 7 DMA, 3:45 start there. So kicking it off with some top 10 matchups.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to head over to the softball time, and we'll talk some softball after this commercial break here on 302 Sports.
Dude, we're killing it on
Trying to keep the South happy.
We're doing perfect on the time.
What?
Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life.
Real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Welcome back to 302 Sports. Nick Alster, Pat Garanis, Mike Lang, Jason Winchell. So now it's time to hit the softball time, and your top 10 coming up on your screen right about now. We'll get you started. Number 10, Red Lion, followed by Indian River, Lake Forest, Newark Charter, and Delmar. Your teams 10 through 6 are top 5. Number 5, Mount Pleasant. The Green Knights cracking the top 5 here in the preseason. Number 4, DMA, a very talented squad there. 3, Apo, 2, Caravel, and number 1, your returning state champs. We heard them about it right here at this moment last year.
Yeah.
They let us have it. They're the state champs. They're number 1 this year, Smyrna coming in. So we'll start Mike very strong, top 10. What makes Smyrna the returning number 1 favorite here?
Well, they lost their pitcher from last year, but they had so much coming back. They have 11 players on the roster, juniors and seniors, including Olivia Smith. That team is really solid. They're loaded. They lost, like I said, they lost their starting pitcher, but that's a good team. They have too much coming back. That's why they're number 1.
You know, Jay, I'm looking at this top 10, and a team that jumps out, Mount Pleasant, right? I know Nick loves it. The Green Knights, they're getting involved. What makes them a top 5 program this year?
Well, I'm going to start with pitching. Like, in softball, you need to have that solid
That's very
pitcher.
important, yeah.
Tegan Bradley, who was a freshman last year, had an outstanding season, and she's back, just a sophomore. But she held high-scoring teams to minimum runs. The problem with Mount last year was they had trouble scoring, especially when they played good pitchers. So if they could get that up there, there's no reason. I mean, they're going to get a test right out of the gate. They play Lake Forest on Friday. Lake Forest is a good downstate team that's always in the top 10. So right out of the gate, Mount gets an early season test. But they're a good team, and it all starts in the circle with that team in Bradley.
And Mike, you got 3 Henlopen South teams in the 6 through 10 range here. Do you see any of those teams maybe making a run to become a top team this year?
I love Delmar. I think they have a great shot. I saw them a couple seasons ago. They were coming off the state championship and had a ton of freshmen on that team. Well, they're all seniors, and they're loaded with seniors. And they play softball down there year-round. They never stop playing. I think they're one of the more veteran teams in the state. I think you got to beware the Wildcats. I think they have a chance to take home the trophy again this season.
Absolutely. And Jay, same way. We're doing the same format here. What are some games you're circling on your schedule, same with you, Mike, to look forward to this season?
Well, I'm going to start with a tournament at Caravel on April 20th. In it, there are 5 of the 6 teams ranked in the top 6: Mount, Apo, Smyrna, Caravel, Delmar, Appoquinimix. They're all there. It's the who's who. They're going to play some big-time games. Caravel's facing Delmar. Appoquinimix is facing Mount. Smyrna's facing a tough team, Bohemian Manor out of Maryland, who's a real powerhouse. So that tournament right there, it starts at 1 o'clock. All those big games from 1 to 7, 4 great games. To me, that's a day made in softball heaven.
Great players again this year in the state of Delaware for softball. Guys, give me some players to look out for, some pitchers as well. Overall, Mike, what are some players watching? Jay, what are some players?
I'm going to start with Brianna Bryant from Caravel.
Absolutely.
She is your protocol leadoff hitter. She always gets on base, and with her speed, she slaps the ball. But you know what she developed last year? A power game, too. She had some triples, doubles, triples, great defense. But her speed is the name of her game. And that's what makes Caravel so dangerous, because she's always on base. And then pitchers, it's going to be Tegan Bradley, who I mentioned earlier from Mount Pleasant. She's solid. But also Savannah Sheets returns at Caravel. She's going to have to step up her game this year. She did last year, and that's what makes Caravel a top team to compete.
I want to give you 2 position players here. Alex Musial at Padua. She's a senior. She doesn't hit quite like Stan Musial, but she's pretty good.
That's where my mind was.
Yeah.
And I like Taylor Gillis out of Wilmington Charter, very good all-around player. And then my pitchers, I'll give you a pitcher. Courtney McNatt, lefty from Appoquinimix, stepped up last year, a year older. She's a junior this year, lefty. She's really, really good. And we should mention, when we were going through the players, Caravel, best player, one of the best players last year, Nicole Marcone, not on the softball roster this year, so she's not playing this year. She's the manager for the baseball team at Caravel. So no more Nikki Marcone bombs over our heads at Caravel.
Last year with the wind blowing into the infield, she went over the.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but Nikki's not playing softball, so that's a loss
Well, she's not on the roster. But we don't want to speculate because websites for sports, sometimes that's wrong.
But she's on the baseball roster as the manager.
Yeah.
Another player to look out for, DMA, Samantha Freeland, making her return from
yes.
Yep.
DMA. So
had her on my list
yep.
here.
So maybe they'll make a run. We'll see how that team does.
I like that, Nick. Nick throwing a name in the
yes.
fire. I like that a lot, actually. So, all right, let's put it out to you guys. Now that we've got some players to watch, we talked about some things. What are some bold predictions that you're looking for this year, other than sunny and 75?
Dang, you took my prediction. I wanted that nice warm weather. I was going to have Nick do a rain dance for us or something, keep the rain away. Bold prediction, I think this year is it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to come down to the pitching, and can a team like a Mount Pleasant or someone that you're not expecting get to the final because of a great pitcher? So my bold prediction is you're going to see someone you don't expect in the state final this year because of a strong pitching game.
I'm going with Samantha Freeland you mentioned. I'm going with a deep run for Delaware Military Academy. They're always close. I think maybe this year is the year they break through and maybe get into the semis or the finals. They don't give up a lot of runs. So I think the Seahawks could make a deep run. Whether it's good enough to get past that Henlope and South and Appo and Caravel and those other teams, who knows? But that's my prediction early is look out for DMA.
Absolutely. A couple big games to keep an eye on, Nick, before you go to break here. Friday, Lake Forest, number 8, will be taking on the number 5 Mount Pleasant team. They're going to be challenged early. That's a 3:30 start. And then Saturday, Appo visiting number 7 Newark Charter, 2 p.m. start on that one. So once again, another sport kicking it off with some great games early.
Absolutely. When we take a short break, we come back. It's time for baseball. Maybe the toughest top 10 to put together. We talked about it. We'll talk baseball. We come back on the other side of this break here on 302 Sports.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. Did you like how I threw you out at the plate? How about that pun? Taking it from Benny Pinella right there. We're back here on 302 Sports Weekly here at the Christiana location at Buffalo Wild Wings. And now let's step to the diamond. Let's talk a little baseball. A lot of talent has come through the state of Delaware in the last few years, taking their talents and playing big-time college baseball. Well, it starts here in what might be the toughest top 10 you guys have had to put together. Let's start it off with our baseball preseason top 10 coming up live on your screen. As you can see here, 10 through 6, St. George's, Sussex Tech, Middletown, Appo, Caravel riding in at number 6. And your top 5 are as follows: Cape Henlopen, Salesianum, Dover, Hodson, and the number 1 team in the state of Delaware, the St. Mark's Spartans. Nothing new there. And Mike, we'll start it off here. Both teams that were in the championship game last year start the preseason 5th and 6th this year. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a lot of talent. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of talent. So it's not so much anything that they did. They just graduated players. I mean, that's really the big thing. Cape lost several seniors who were playing Division I ball, and they lost an underclassman who was one of their best players, is now playing at IMG Academy in Florida. That hurts. So they lost a few players. Caravel graduated Salon, Caden, Holiday, Green. So they graduated a lot of talent. So I don't think it's unfair to them to be in the 6th spot. 2 weeks from now, they might be back up at number 3 or 2. You never know. But I think these are legitimate concerns and legitimately reflected in the rankings.
And Jay, I'm looking at the top 10 right now. A few teams I'm not seeing. Are there any teams that are not listed in the top 10 that can make their way in there during the season?
There's a bunch of them. DMA, that's one that jumps out. William Penn is another one.
Yeah.
Newark Charter. So, I mean, there's a bunch. And Conrad. I mean, there's a bunch of them. This year is, I think there's 16 or 17 teams that can take home the state championship this year, or being competitive. So, I mean, just because they're not in the top 10 now, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. But those are 4 or 5 strong teams that are just sitting outside the top 10 that are strong now. William Penn, they play in a tough Light A. Yeah. Conrad, Newark Charter, and DMA playing that competitive Diamond State. So, I mean, they're both in tough conferences, so we'll have to see how they do in those conference showdowns.
Now, Mike, a team that we're very familiar with being in the championship game, as Jay says, it's opened up. St. Mark's, they're sitting atop right now of the standings. They've lost a lot of talent the last few years. How do they continue year in and year out to be as good as they are?
Well, I think it's similar to the Salesianum lacrosse, maybe not to that extent.
Yeah.
Talented kids want to play there. I think that is a reflection of Matt Smith, the coach. Obviously, Smitty's doing something right down there because he's got these kids come to him and they want to play for him, and I think that's important. They were 17-4 last year, and you mentioned they had lost a significant amount of talent the year before that. So moving back to this year, it's 8 seniors on the roster. Eric Ludman, that kid can really flat out hit, and he's over the last year and change, he's transformed his body.
Yeah.
He lost 45, 50 pounds, and he can flat out hit. They have guys like Matt Phillips, who's a fantastic pitcher. Richard Gannett, Matt Cinco, who's a very veteran catcher for them. Yeah. So they won't have a problem scoring runs. I think they're going to need a third starter maybe to step up behind Phillips and Gannett. If they find some pitching, they can justify that number 1 ranking because they're going to hit. But players want to go there. They want to play for Smith and his staff.
Absolutely, Jay. They're looking at the calendar. Some great games on here. What games do you have circled for maybe there's some great matchups for the fans?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. I'm looking at a doubleheader at Frawley Stadium on May 2nd. Yeah. The first game is Conrad Newark Charter at 4 p.m. and then followed by Salesianum St. Mark's in the nightcap. Wednesday night at Frawley Stadium. We'll be there. Our show will be there. It's going to be a great night for baseball. I mean, you got Conrad Newark Charter, 2 teams I mentioned just sitting outside the top 10. That's going to be a key conference showdown. And then Sally St. Mark's. We were there last year, and all we saw was a no-hitter.
We almost did.
Yeah.
And we didn't jinx it. We did not jinx it.
We did not jinx it. So those two never disappoint in their regular season game. So I'll tell you what, that May 2nd, mark it on your calendars. That's going to be a great baseball doubleheader at Frawley Stadium.
Well, we started this segment off, Mike, talking about a lot of the great players that have come through Delaware that have gone on and are playing in college right now. Some of them are even playing, like Tyler Hill, professionally. Who are the names to keep an eye out for this season?
So to give you a couple of non-pitchers here, I mentioned Ludman, so we'll skip over him. Mm-hmm. C.J. Wilkerson from William Penn, very good player. He's also a pitcher, but I'm going to include him as a fielder here. Also, Hiram Davis at Dover, multi-talented utility type guy. And I have to mention these 2 guys. Brian Lang, sophomore Salesianum. He's on a JV, but he's my godson, so I had to mention him.
Yeah, you got to put him in there, man.
And freshman from Middletown, Zach Sophie, from MOT Charter Little League. He's my cousin, so he made the varsity as a freshman in Middletown. So
That's
congratulations, Zach. I had to mention you because otherwise I wouldn't be invited to the barbecues.
Hey guys, that leads us into
Oh, and I'll give you a picture. I'm sorry, real quick. I skipped the pictures.
Yeah, what we got on a diamond?
Don Velasquez from Dover. That kid lights out. He's
He
lights
was.
out. And Ryan is his boys, man. Those two pictures right there.
All right, guys. Bold predictions. Obviously, this one's wide open. We talked about it. Bold predictions for your 2019 baseball season. Jim, start with you.
This is going to be a real bold prediction, but it's not based off the rankings. But I expect Dover to be back at Frawley Stadium in the championship game this year. I think that they are so talented, a fun team to watch, and their run last year in the postseason was incredible. And they got I think one of the best pitching staffs this year. So I think they have the talent to make it to the state championship game this year.
My bold prediction is I will mention the name Vincent Gariantes again this season. And this photo is going to end up on the 302 Sports website and the Dialogue website at some point. Also, I think Archmere makes a deep tournament run this year. I think the Hawks are going to be really good.
They got good pitching too. Archmere does, but Vinny, he's in here taking the show in, man. You got to give him a shout out coming out here and showing love.
Too bad he bought his own dinner, Pat. I heard somebody's going to buy his dinner for him.
He let his waiter wait to say he was here for the show.
Hey, Mike, that can happen next week. I mean, Archmere and St. Elizabeth's play on Saturday at Frawley Stadium. You can get some pictures, and Archmere can make the tournament run.
Unfortunately, I think I'll be working Saturday morning, but maybe we'll get some other pictures. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Nick will take some pictures.
Never know. So we'll see. There's your bold predictions. A couple big games today before we send this one to break. A couple big games got Monday. Number 1, St. Mark's. Early test against unranked but sneaky team we talked about, DMA. That's a 3:45 first pitch. And then Wednesday, big-time matchup. Number 5, Cape visiting number 4, South. That'll be a 4 p.m. first pitch in that one. You might want to go check those games out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we talked about, it could be a year maybe when a team outside of your top 10 preseason rankings could win the whole thing. So we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we've got our top plays, the best segment of the night.
And your final thoughts.
Up next on 302 Sports.
Do we not have top plays?
No. We answered that last.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to 302 Sports Weekly. Nick A. wanted the top plays.
Wishful thinking.
So here's the top 5 plays. We're going to let Nick reenact his favorite plays of the season.
I'll reenact my best plays from the conference tournaments from last week.
You're going to see Nick do an alley-oop here?
I'll tell you what, we'll do a not top 10 play, and the #1 play will be what happened to the headwear that we're used to seeing from Mr. Alessandrini.
It'll make you come back. I've got the March Madness beard going.
You had to get that thing steamed or something, didn't you?
Stay tuned. We'll see you
Absolutely. But we're going to move right along into our final thoughts of the night. And Jay, we'll start with you.
Yeah, what I'm going to say is the season starts on Friday. Feel free to contact us with possible athletes of the week because we can't be at every game, and it's hard. Websites for sports sometimes doesn't have the information. So if you want to do, feel free to send it to us, social media, stats and how the kid did, just so we can give them some recognition even on the show here. So that's something I would want to just point out.
Mike?
Yeah, I would like from all of us here at 302 to wish good luck to the 6 Delaware high school graduates or former students who are competing in the NCAA tournament, and they are.
Absolutely.
Miles Kale from Appoquinimink for Seton Hall. They get Wofford, and it's a good team.
Yeah.
Peyton Heck from Archmere plays for Villanova. Zach Kent out of St. Andrews playing for Tennessee. And the other boys player Eric Ayala, formerly of Sanford, who's going to play for Maryland. He's a big part of that Maryland team.
He is.
On the girls' side, we all remember Maggie Connolly from Ursuline Player of the Year. She's a freshman at Princeton. They won the Ivies. And last and not least, we're looking at you, Altia Anderson out of Woodbridge High School with the Marquette Golden Eagles. I believe that's what their nickname is this year. And so Altia Anderson and Marquette, good luck to you. Congratulations to all the 302 products who are in the madness.
Absolutely. I like that final thought, Mike. Nick, what do you got?
Say not this Friday, but next Friday we have our DE Turf Girls Lacrosse special. Again, the way that'll be on 302 Sports, we'll have Appo and Smyrna. I believe getting us started at 4 o'clock, so make sure you tune in that one. It should be a great day for girls lacrosse coming into this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's sponsored by the Delaware National Guard, so
Yes,
great.
Delaware National Guard.
Yeah, thank you.
Sponsorship there. And then Pat, send us out with a bang here. What do you got?
Send us out. Got a couple things for you. One, go to the website, right? We got a new and improved website here at 302sports.com. We got forums out there for you guys to get involved in. Let your voice be heard. It's a great way to interact with other Delaware sports fans. And then last but not least, support our sponsors, right? You hear the commercials all the time. I heard some of you players out there know the jingles. That's fantastic. That's what it's all about. Make sure you support them. They're supporting us, which is all about supporting Delaware sports and athletics overall. Go support them and tell them the 302 Sports sent you along the way. So then we're going to wrap it up here. We got ourselves a spring sports season ready to go. For Jason Winchell, Mike Lang, Nick Alzadrini, I've been Pat Garrianis. We will see you next Wednesday, and the spring sports season will officially have begun. See you next week.